Halloween events are coming to Rise of Kingdoms, and there's a bunch of changes coming to the game, including ranked Champions of Olympia gameplay with extra rewards, Hunt for History that actually teaches you something about history. Stick around in this video for everything you need to know about the upcoming patch. Hello my friends and welcome back, I'm Chisgule Gaming, and in this video, sponsored by the makers of Rise of Kingdoms, we're talking about the Trick or Treat update, which is on its way on the 20th. They're going to put this thing into the game thereabouts. Maybe it'll be a little bit later. Sometimes that happens, but I will say they got Halloween events here, so they can't be that late with when this stuff comes out, or they're going to, you missed the window for Halloween, right? So the first thing that we got to talk about is the Halloween events themselves. I don't know if there's going to be a city skin that you spend 7,000 gems to be able to get, but just save up some gems just in case. We've got a Night of the Pumpkin event to earn decorative items. Of course, there's going to be some cosmetics, Race Against Time, Soroli Assault, where you zerg some bosses. Nothing too crazy about the Halloween events. Usually these city themes are actually some of the coolest looking, so I'm sure there will be a city theme. The question is, how do you get it? The bigger, more interesting set of changes are coming next. First of all, they're theming the Hunt for History, or at least they're adding a Hunt for History event that actually teaches you history. So there's going to be a whole bunch of cosmetics related to a new flavor of Hunt for History. And also later on in this message, they're going to talk about how Hunt for History is going to get some more options, which is very exciting. But on the topic of exciting changes, we need to get to Champions of Olympia. Now, they say here, in keeping with our plan to optimize Champions of Olympia, if you think that they're done, think again. They've got more coming probably even after this. They're really getting serious about Champions of Olympia, which makes me question, like, do I have the time to go invest very heavily in Champions of Olympia and learn how to be good at it? I don't know. I genuinely don't know if I have the time for that. But here's what make you want to get good at this game mode. First of all, they're adding a new ranking mechanism. There's going to be seasons. They last 2 months, and during this period, you compete for higher ranks and get more rewards. Well, if these are exclusive rewards that you can only get in this game mode, then yes, all the best players in the game are going to need to get serious about this. In fact, all they would need to do to make this deadly serious and to get people deadly competitive would be to add a city theme that does training speed, and then it's just GG, baby. People are going to get so try hard for this. They've also changed the weekly reward chest to an activity points chest. I love this. You get activity points for wins and losses. Take some of the pain in the ass out of the grind. Anytime they do that in this game is just straight up a win. So I like, hopefully, that this moves in the direction of you just play some amount and you can have fun and you don't have to feel all this pressure like I have to win to get my reward, right? You can just play. And now you actually play against someone against your skill level potentially instead of someone who has the same gear as you, which like who knows if that's going to be like fun or not, if you're going to get a good fight or a boring fight. Anyways, weekly rewards not claimed by governors are distributed via mail at the end of the week. This is how all rewards should work in this game, but I like that. There's a new AFK penalty. Yeah. Yo, punish the AFKers. People who just queue up for activity points. Get out of my game. Love that one. Good with that. A new view profile function has been added, which allows you to view your own stats, governor's stats, battle history for Champions of Olympia. A new ranking system has been added, which will give the top 200 ranked governors extra rewards at the end of the season. The real question is, what are the extra rewards? Is it a few gold heads? Then, like, okay, that's cool. Even if it's like 20 gold heads, 50 gold heads, which I doubt they would go that high, honestly. Right? Like, that's cool if the upper end gets some gold heads, and like, people that want to play it will play it, and people that don't want to play it won't play it. But if they add some exclusive reward, like exclusive equipment that you can craft only by virtue of being in the top 100, and if that equipment is any good at all, then you are about to witness this game mode become a major focus for all endgame players, right? What they do with this reward, I don't know if you realize how much this is going to influence endgame player behavior. But if they put something exclusive in there, be it a training city theme, be it some sort of armor or weapon or accessory that you can only get from here, I'm telling you, people are going to go nuts playing this game mode and it's going to get very, very, very competitive and very intense. That might be a good thing for the game. I'm just telling you up front that I suspect that I will only have time to play this game or this game mode like casually, see how it's going, see what I think of Champions of Olympia. And to be honest, when I played this sort of, on the channel, the views were fine, but nothing special. So I don't get the impression that you all are all that interested in seeing this either. But if that's not the case, then certainly let me know down below in the comments. Continuing on, and here's some of the juicy stuff. Added a new map, Chisgule Islands, and the chieftain's backstory has been added to the Chisgule Crisis event. So they're saying new map, Chisgule Islands. I think that's like maybe just a background. They didn't say they added a new boss. So it's a little confusing what they've actually added here, if this is just a cosmetic thing or if there's something significant to interact with. But I think they're just have a new background and we can see some history of the different chieftains. That's my guess. Open for your thoughts in the comments. Chest drops in the Chisgule Crisis, Ian's Bald, and Golden Kingdom have been adjusted. This always terrifies me. I don't know if that means they're better. I don't know if that means they're worse. Right now, you get crystal keys, and sometimes you get legendary random chests for the set equipment, which is pretty good. What will it become? Hard to say. Rewards in the Hunt for History have been adjusted to a wider range of optional ultimate rewards. This is what I was talking about earlier, and will be added to the newly opened event after the update. So, after the update goes live, then any future Hunt for History events are going to have a wider range of rewards. So they're kind of covering their bases there to be like, hey, if you have the event live, when this patch goes live, it doesn't do anything, right? It's like future versions of Hunt for History get this update in Ultimate Rewards. I think that's just makes sense. Like, don't they want to make money from Hunt for History? Well, if there's no reward you want from Hunt for History, then people aren't going to spend for the hammers. And if there are rewards they want, then people are going to spend for the hammers. Now, I get that what they're doing is they're creating exclusivity with equipment where like you can only have so much that you accumulate so fast, but that also is at odds with making money. So they probably figured that out and are like, oh yeah, let's give some more ways to get some equipment. The rewards in the Holy Knight's Treasure have been improved. Actually, this terrifies me. The Holy Knight's Treasure rewards were god tier already. And obviously the phrasing here that the rewards have been improved, like we just don't know what this means yet, right? Like, we've improved the rewards could mean you get more building and research speed-ups when you land on those, or it could mean you get more epic or legendary materials, or it could mean that they've shifted the balance. Look, it's probably a good thing. The rewards are probably better. I can't wait to see what they are. After updating, you can swap equipment from the extra rewards in the newly opened event simply by swapping the core rewards. Now, this is really interesting. I think what they're saying is that the tiered chest that you have where you get a reward, maybe you can swap what's in there. Is that right? In addition to swapping what your sort of chosen reward is, that would be pretty awesome. Like that would be a nice upgrade. Again, there are these things that would stop a player from spending money in the game to play these events because they don't need what's there, which does slow player progression, and that in and of itself definitely has value for the longevity of the game, but it is also at odds with making money. So it just makes sense that, they add some things in that give us the option to pick what we need, which benefits players, and also to be able to then play more because you can pick something you need more frequently, right? Like, I think that's certainly not a bad thing from a player standpoint. In fact, I mean, that's kind of all upside, right? It all depends on how this little bit here improved works out, and like, hey, we should be optimistic that this is a good thing, right? Rewards in the Lost Canyon Exchange Shop have been adjusted, and the Peter Sickle fragments have been added. Hey, look. I don't know how they're adjusting what's there, but they've made a distinction between we added something and we're adjusting stuff. So I don't know what the adjustments are, but I like the addition of Peter's Sickle. I would assume that adjusted means they aren't adding or removing anything. So are they changing prices, changing quantities? I'm actually really curious for what that is. Or if they're saying that they were adjusted and this was the adjustment. But it sounds like they're two different ideas. Anyways, rewards for Karok's ceremony have been adjusted as well. After feeding a level 30 or level 40 Barbarian Elite in an individual challenge on normal difficulty or above, the brand new Starlight sculptures, which, Okay. Do we need those? No. Featured in the extra rewards will be replaced with the barbaric totem fragments, which if I just go to my equipment, if I had to guess, that's a savage totem, that's a Lohar's, and that's a Call of the Loyal. Wait a minute. What? Wait. What is this thing? Is this a new thing? Okay. Chat, help me out in the comments. What is this thing that they're saying that they're having here? I actually don't know what this is, and I probably should. Barbaric totem fragments. Lastly, oh my god, there's so much more. I keep thinking that we are done, but we're not. The rewards for Lohar's trial have been improved. Equipment fragments from defeating Lohar have been replaced with crystal keys, but more importantly, the drop rate for bone necklaces is increased. That's insane. If bone necklace rewards are the same, like Lohar's trial has got to be one of the best times to grind honor in KVK. It's insane how much free value you get from just doing that during Lohar's trial. That's amazing. That is like, I point to this and say, that all actually just sounds awesome and like upside. Sweet, I'm into it. After updating, the Bounty of the Ancients events will go live for all new entrants to the Lost Kingdom. Bounty of the Ancients event. Cool. New event when you enter KVK. Bounty of the, like, makes me think there's a bundle involved, but maybe there isn't. Maybe it's just an event, and maybe it awards some crystals. I think that'd be super cool. Skill effects of allied parties now displayed in the battle report. A description of purification mechanism added to the commander skill descriptions. Okay, this is a good one. So we have commanders like Pakal that cleanse debuffs. I wonder if that qualifies as a purification mechanism that will show up in the commander skill descriptions now. A new portal for equipment refinement has been added. Hooray! You can access this from the blacksmith. This actually does make sense for them to add. Recycling mechanism for decorations has been improved. This is awesome because right now you take a city decoration and you're like, I don't want it in my city. And then to put it back, you might have to go to the city editor instead of just like going to the build menu. I don't know. It was pretty confusing at first when I encountered that interaction for some of the decorations, but that will be improved. And by the way, keep in mind that you may have old city decorations that you just need to rebuild again to get some achievements. There are new achievements they added a couple patches ago that you can still get. And if you haven't rebuilt those, go do that. The display for switching civilizations is improved. So I feel like this was completely unnecessary, personally. But maybe people were, I mean, the reality is people do ask a lot of questions about, do I pick this civilization or that civilization? So let's see what information they're putting there to help you make this decision. And then we'll judge what we think. I mean, as a content creator who spent way too much time thinking about the civilizations in this game, I'm like, why would you ever need this? But I recognize I'm not the target audience for this particular change. The stronghold garrison display has been improved. Now the number and type of garrison troops will be displayed and recommended troops can be set. This is very good. Lilith, I like this. I would really love an extension of this. I've talked about this for almost 2.5 years now, which is kind of crazy, which is that you can have people reinforce a garrison from like way too far away. Like that kind of sucks and it kills the garrison. And I get that there's skill involved in this game, okay? But the reality is that what that becomes is just an unfun experience for your most experienced players, that they're constantly kicking players out who, constantly is not the right word, but that you're kicking players out who break the rules, right? Who send the wrong thing, who, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm just saying, or like switching, like, God, making space for a captain's got to be one of my biggest griefs. And you watch any live stream of any player who's trying to get into a garrison and is trying to take garrisoning seriously. And they spend so much time and so much frustration and so much energy switching the garrison commander, and then the garrison's full, and like, it's just a mess, man. So anyways, I love that this is a step in the direction of like saying like, hey, what is in the garrison? And signaling to people, what do you want in the garrison? I would just love if there was an extra set of controls that your officers had that would enable you to not have to go through all the frustration of kicking players who are not following along with what they should be doing, right? And every kingdom has this problem to some extent. The question is kind of like how much, and the player led counter to this is like an education program teaching people better how to play the game. I don't know anyone who did. Do you know anyone who teaches players how to play Rise of Kingdoms? Anyways, they fixed a bug related to Queen Tamar of Georgia's commander power and how it's displayed. Okay, not too worried about that. And those are the full patch notes. Now, if you actually want to be heard for your feedback on the patch and what's here, you should actually click this button and give them feedback in-game. They really do look at this, which is actually very encouraging. So if you want to give the developers feedback on the contents of a patch, that's where you go and do it. And I'm just really eager to see the details of all of these things, especially Champions of Olympia, and they're touching the reward systems on some of the most rewarding events. I mean, both Hunt for History and Holy Knight's Treasure are getting adjusted. I mean, this patch is actually doing a lot. And if you enjoyed this video, throw a like on here. Consider subscribing for the latest and greatest Rise of Kingdoms news, drama, and more. And if you want to see the things that I put together that I think will next level Rise of Kingdoms and make this a game that we're still all playing many years from now, I'll have a card up in the top. You can check it out. It was a spicy one. Until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies.